Capital District Playwrights workshop. It's a group of local writers, and I moved into town about 1.5 years ago and started it a few months after, and we are a year old. If none of you know that, we're actually a year old this month. So, and the idea is that it's trying to support local playwrights, and if you understand anything about playwriting, it's a little bit of a different beast in that you need people to listen to your work. You just can't sit in a corner, you know what I'm saying? We need an audience, and it's a little different. It's a social enterprise, and also, you know, in that ritual of us all getting together and listening to a piece. So that's what we're trying to do with this little outlet, and we're trying to use our chops a lot and write as much as we can, and put little pieces out. And some of these Fridays we hope to possibly do readings of full pieces that you could possibly give us feedback on. We would love the community to help us develop as writers as well. So this evening, what we've actually got is a group of 6 plays. They're each about 10 minutes long. And we met about 2 weeks ago at my house, and I gave everybody these ideas. You might have heard them as you were outside. Head of iceberg lettuce, which is here, and if any of you love iceberg lettuce, yes. And Picasso's The Bathers, which if you're unfamiliar with it, this is Picasso's The Bathers. And the song, which you have been listening to by Jack Jones, called Wives and Lovers. I'm the one who picked these prompts this time. Next time someone else will do it. And yes. And we also had to include possibly an inanimate object that talked. So some of the playwrights chose to use all of these things, and some of these just used 2, but most of us used quite a few, or were inspired fully by quite a few of them. So you'll see the kind of the progression of these ideas and where they came out of 6 heads, which some of them have small familiarities that you will see basically due to the song and the meaning of the song and iceberg lettuce and when it was, you know, big and all that fun stuff. And that's it. And since this is really just a reading, where sometimes we do try to do like a little full production, but this evening this really is just reading style. And so we have a couple of actors that join us, and we have our playwrights reading as well. So that's the style that I think you'll still definitely get the gist of the play. The first one up is going to be Room Without a View by Michael Mead, who is sitting right here. He's the playwright. And Michael, you can tell us, you're going to play?
I'm going to play Dan, and Sonny's going to play my wife, Mary.
I'm a lot of wives this evening. And a duchess, too.
And
okay. And James is going to read the stage directions.
The stage directions.
Okay.
Okay. The scene opens in the bright modern kitchen of an expensive house in the suburbs. Mary is standing behind a counter preparing dinner and listening to Jack Jones sing Wives and Lovers on the radio. The back door opens and her husband, Dan, enters. He puts down his briefcase. Without looking at him, Mary tilts her head and offers her cheek for a kiss. He gives her a quick peck and turns off the radio.
Oh, don't do that, dear. I love that song.
Frankly, I find something deeply disturbing about that.
Why? What do you mean, darling? You ought to love that song, too. And you ought to be grateful to Jack Jones. It's because of this song that I'm always fresh and pretty when you come home from work each night. Wives should always be lovers, too. Run to his arms the moment he comes home to you. And you can say that I don't, and you can say that, wait. And you can say that I can't say that I don't hold up my end. I always look perfect, and I always have a nice cold martini ready for you when you walk through the door, just like Samantha does for Darren on Bewitched.
I don't want you to be like Samantha on Bewitched. I just want you to be like you were when... Oh, never mind. Hand me that martini.
How was your day, darling?
Lousy, actually.
That's nice.
Mary, did you hear what I just said?
What, dear?
Nothing. What's for dinner?
A roast lamb, mashed potatoes, and a lovely Caesar salad.
How many times do I have to tell you that I hate Caesar salad?
But sweetie, Laura made Caesar salad for Rob on the Dick Van Dyke Show, and he loved it. Remember? That was the episode where Rob was trapped in a nightmare about going bald.
Well, I'm not going bald, but I have the trapped in a nightmare part down. What's wrong with just a plain, ordinary salad with spinach or romaine or something?
Honey, why would we use anything but iceberg lettuce? It's one of mankind's greatest inventions. It's always perfectly round and crisp.
And bland and dull and completely without flavor. It could be a metaphor for our lives.
Why, darling, what on earth are you talking about?
A metaphor. For Christ's sake, you were an English major. Surely you remember what a metaphor is.
My goodness, you're cranky tonight. Of course, I know what a metaphor is, but when I think of how I wasted 4 years of my life studying English lit, I really should have just quit as soon as we got engaged. Then I could have worked to help you, put you through school like Donna did for Alex on the Donna Reed Show.
Oh, good Lord. I can't stand it anymore. Mary, I want a divorce.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, sweetie. Why would you want a divorce when we have the perfect life? You have a great job, we have 3 lovely children, and we finally moved out of that stuffy little apartment in Manhattan into our dream home in Connecticut. Just like Lucy and Ricky on I Love Lucy.
Mary, I don't know who you are anymore. You used to read Dostoevsky and Faulkner and Joan Didion. You wanted to pattern your life on Virginia Woolf, not June Cleaver. You wanted to live on the French Riviera and frolic in the surf. Now you won't even go in that damn swimming pool I paid $3,000 for.
Darling, the chlorine in the pool could turn my hair green. It reacts to the chemicals in my Miss Clairol. And if you don't believe me, just ask Barbara Walters. She was talking about just that just the other day on the Today Show.
And not only do I not know who you are anymore, I'm not even sure you know who I am. Mary, what's my name?
Your name?
My name. I can't remember the last time you called me by my name. It's always dear, darling, sweetie, honey. Do you even remember my name? I'll give you a hint. 1 syllable, Irish origin.
Dear, I think you're being awfully silly.
I'm not being silly. I'm at the end of my rope. You can have the house, the money, anything you want.
And what about the children? I can't handle the children on my own. Maybe Shirley Partridge can, but I can't.
Well, maybe we could split up the kids.
Now, darling, that wouldn't work. There are 3 of them. It wouldn't come out even.
Will you be serious? I'm suffocating. I'm caught in a trap. And I'm going to escape even if I have to chew my own foot off.
Oh my God. It's another woman, isn't it?
No. There's nobody else. This is just between the 2 of us.
It is too another woman. You can't fool me. Oh, that Jack Jones is wise. He tried to warn me. Every day there are girls at the office, and men will always be men. I must have been blind not to see it coming.
Oh, hell. What's the use? The only way I'll ever get through to you is if I get my own TV show.
Now, dear, you'll feel better once you've had your dinner, and you'll forget all about this divorce nonsense. I mean, really, a divorce? I couldn't even ever see myself as a divorcee, like that tramp Lisa on As the World Turns. Now, it would be different if I was a widow. There are lots of widows on TV, really nice ones, like Hope Lang on The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, or Diane Carroll on Julia, or even Lucy. I don't mean Lucy when she was Lucy Ricardo. I love Lucy, but when she was Lucy Carmichael on The Lucy Show. Yes, you know something, darling? I think I could really see myself as a widow. I'd have the whole house to myself. I wouldn't have to pick up after you all the time, and being a widow would definitely be better than having all the neighbors gossiping about you walking out on me, of course. There's all that insurance money.
Mary walks over to the refrigerator, opens the door, and pulls out a large, uncooked leg of lamb. She quietly stands behind Dan's chair, raises a leg of lamb over his head, and whacks him over the head with it. Dan collapses on the table, dead.
Just like Barbara Bel Geddes on the Alfred Hitchcock show.